name is Cory Oakley, and this is my resurrection story. Well, I am an only child. I always lived here in Waverly for the most part. I always had a relationship with God. I always knew God existed. He was always a part of my life and always a part of my family's life. Always went to church, was in the youth group. When I was involved in the youth group, I guess when I was in high school, I got a little bit stronger relationship with Him. That's when I accepted Christ and was baptized. From that point on, it seemed like I always had God with me, but I don't know, I mean, I had a personal relationship with Him, but I don't know if I ever took the right steps to do what God was wanting me to do at the time, or I was still more about me, but still trying to figure things out. My grandmother was a great influence, a godly woman, with the way that she would show the love and how she could hold everything together. And I also grew up with two different youth pastors that were really impactful in my life, especially now looking back onto it. Charlie Music and Dale Campbell were two of my youth pastors that were a very big influence when I was in high school and just right after high school age. We had been going through and we just watched like a video series, and we were in the sanctuary for some reason that night, and I guess watching the movie, and it just all of a sudden it all hit me. And I think that it had been working on me for a while, but all of a sudden it just finally said, this is long enough, you know, I've been calling you. And I realized it for a long time, but I think I actually finally just got up and took the steps that night. After I got out of high school, I went to, or was set up to go to college, and I did a summer work program. And then I went to college, and I didn't really think college was for me. So I joined the Army, and I went to basic training. And during that time, right at the very end of basic training, actually a week before I was supposed to graduate, after we'd already completed everything, I got hurt, and it was just, to me, it was a very minor injury, and all of a sudden they come up and said that we're going to medically discharge you. And I fought that, because that was not what I wanted to do. It was my dream. So I come home, and I didn't really get back into church when I got back home, even though when I was in the Army I was studying my Bible all the time. And then God put Frankie into my life, and that has been a big change. And so we started being very active in church, and we got married and had Sophie and Lily, and we had changed churches. We've kind of bounced around, kind of stepped back, and I had taken a little bit of a recess, and it was primarily because God had wanted us to move on to a new path, and we had fought that because we were comfortable. And when we finally took that next step, He has opened doors for us in our marriage, in our kids' lives, and within the church to follow and do things that we would have never thought we would ever be able to do. I'm still very much a work in progress. God is He's working on me in different areas every day. I believe He's called me to be a strong father for my two daughters, a very supportive husband for my wife. Those are things that I try to work on every day. But it's amazing how, you know, it seems like I get a list of things that I need to work on from God, but you know, He's still there. And even though I see my flaws, and I know that others see my flaws, that He still continues to work with me and makes improvements. And I just want to be able to put that vision into my wife and my daughter's heads, that you know, that no matter what happens, that God will still be working on you and through you. I'm Cory. I've been crucified with Christ, but I no longer live, but Christ lives in me.